Caravelle. He froze on the sidewalk. Before he even crossed the threshold, a dry, bitter sensation slammed against his throat. An illogical dread rippled down his spine, forcing his shoulders into a rigid hunch beneath the gray overcoat. He did not register passing through the revolving glass doors. When consciousness snapped back, the elevator doors were already sliding shut. He stood inside the cramped metal box. His finger had not yet approached the control panel, but the button for the 9th floor was already glowing. The air conditioning enveloped him, a sterile, pressurized chill. The elevator chime rang with a dry, hollow strike. The metal panels slid open. He stepped out. The carpet beneath him was thick and mute. The corridor stretched forward, bent by corners filled with accumulated shadow. His feet turned left, then right, following a path dictated by a memory that lived entirely in the heaviness of his limbs. He stopped before room 914. A tarnished brass plate sat near the door handle. A deep, diagonal scratch scored the metal casing near the keyhole. Sweat pooled abruptly in his palms. The mechanism was gritty and heavy, emitting a sharp rasp as he forced the heavy brass key. He pushed the door open. The suitcase hit the wood floor with a sharp report. The amber glow from the ceiling lamp flickered violently before stabilizing into the sterile blue-white of a neon bulb. The hotel lobby was vast and aggressively bright. The moment his heel struck the black marble floor, the elevator chime behind him rang, perfectly synchronized with his footfall. He stood before the reception desk. Twet, the receptionist, had already placed a cream-colored envelope on the counter. She wore a smile of a fixed, unchanging degree.
Welcome back to the Caravelle, sir.
He did not respond. He reached for his passport, but his fingers stalled. The navy blue booklet was already sitting on the marble surface, a glitch in his awareness.
Please sign the registration form, Mr. Miller.
He looked down. Check-in, February 12th, 1995. He glanced at his wristwatch. The time did not align with the glare outside. A minute sliver of time had gone missing.
We hope you have a pleasant stay.
He took the brass key. Cold, gritty. He turned toward the elevators. He was merely a serial number, reactivated within the administrative system. Within the mute void of room 914, the central air conditioner groaned. The telephone chirped, exactly 1 second before the impact from the construction site below. Before the sound could coalesce, his body had already engaged. Knees buckled, back slammed into the wall, muscle fibers went taut, breath caught in a hot, pressurized sensation. He did not look out. His eyes were wide, fixed on the dark void beneath the bed. A millisecond before the explosion, his fingers had already clawed into the carpet. A thick, suffocating silence fell. Room 914 was no longer a sanctuary. It operated as an entity, observing the biological rhythm of the one who had entered. He sat down at the small wooden desk. The fax from Chicago lay flat. He picked up the fountain pen, the steel nib rasping as he drew sharp lines beneath the timestamps. 8:30 a.m., Flight V N216. 11:30, car pickup. 1300, departure for Bat Trang. He paused. The final digit was blurred. 14-0. What? A fracture in the logical sequence.
Reception.
Edward, room 914. Wake-up call at 600. Car pickup at 700.
Certainly. The system has recorded 600 and 710.
700.
Yes, 700.
He hung up. 2:45 a.m. He extended his hand over the thermal fax. He pressed the nib down. A drop of dark blue ink leaked, settling into a round dot. He moved the nib, drawing a straight line through the dot, extending it to the edge of the paper. The line led to none of the timestamps within the Miller itinerary.
Reception.
Edward, room 914. The 600 wake-up is no longer necessary. The 700 car as well.
Mr. Miller, flight VN216 is still...
It no longer aligns.
He hung up. He zipped his coat to the throat, picked up the brass key. The door to room 914 closed, leaving the solitary white shirt in absolute darkness. A heavy squelch. Leather soles sank deep into slushy mud, mixed with coal slag. The sound of slapping clay echoed. He moved through a passage barely wide enough for two people. Heat radiated from the walls, seeping through the fabric of his coat. Heat billowed from the mouth of the beehive kiln. A middle-aged man, Neon, squatted beside a heap of rejects. Items cracked or deformed were tossed aside with a harsh clatter. The man moved closer. Light from the kiln flickered, illuminating a ceramic jar sitting solitary among the waste. A tall vessel, neck warped sharply to one side. It held no beauty. It was a physical error. He knelt on the mud-caked ground, reached out to touch the scorched glaze. Rough, searing hot. A sharp shard bit into his flesh. He did not recoil. A tiny bead of blood emerged, settling upon the gray, scorched glaze. He reached into his pocket. A crisp $100 bill. Series 1990. Nan dropped the Vietnamese bills, picked up the dollar. He was in no hurry. He looked directly at the American for a single second. A hollow gaze, appraising a strange commodity.
Ducroy?
The transaction was over. The money vanished into the pocket of a man concerned only with survival. He pushed the door open. The hotel staff had returned everything to its original state. The bed sheets were pristine white. He moved toward the bed, muddy shoes leaving dull black streaks across the carpet. He bent low. He placed the object directly in the center of the white bedsheet. The deformed ceramic mass sank deep into the soft mattress. Immediately, slushy mud and black soot began to bleed out. The dark stain permeated the pristine white fibers, expanding into a jagged, black aura. A trace of dried blood from his hand brushed against the edge of the pillow. He released his grip. The central air conditioner spat out a heavy, rhythmic vibration, groaning in the absolute darkness. Become a guardian of these memories.